Hey there, Aquarius. Welcome or welcome back to Stars Aligned Oracle YouTube channel and the Lucky Stars community. Cat Star here with your June 2023 monthly reading, already getting into halfway in the year of 2023. June, can't believe it. Cannot believe it. As a reminder, my readings are for entertainment and are general in nature. They may or may not resonate for everybody, so please do take what is for you and leave what isn't. For those of you liking and sharing the videos, thank you so much. It does help others to be able to see these messages that might not otherwise. Also want to give a huge shout out to all of the new and returning viewers and subscribers. Thank you all so much for being here. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. And a little extra shout out for the channel members. Thank you all so much for showing up, for supporting the channel. So grateful for you. All right. Wow. Are you ready? Are you ready for this mid 2023? Hopefully your resolutions, kind of goals that you've set, things that you were choosing to do in 2023 have kind of continued, and or you've reevaluated kind of wherever you're at. But June does feel like a pretty phenomenal month coming in here. It does come, it feels like a pretty phenomenal month. So we're going to see what is coming through. Now, also, do be sure to stay to the very end. You might see over here that we do have the dice. So we will be getting a few dice, some numbers, some letters, some words to give a little bit more information. That will be at the very end of the reading. So, to be sure, Sue might be, if your name is Sue, so be sure to check it out. Stay to the very end to see what else may be revealed. So let's go ahead and jump in here, Aquarius, for this June 2023 reading. I can't believe it's already here. We have 6 different decks here. We're going to get some cards to give us some information. Let's jump in. So our first card here with the tarot is going to be the overall energy for June. And you have the King of Pentacles. Gorgeous. So there's this energy coming through with that King of Pentacles here, Aquarius, where some of you are getting very savvy. This could be business-wise. This could be within kind of this energy of kind of material-wise as well. But this is a knowledge. You're gaining a lot of knowledge here in June that's going to move you forward throughout the end of the year. For some of you, this may be business-wise, financially, investing. For others of you, it is overall, right? Just kind of a general knowledge moving you forward. Some of you really had been learning some lessons. The beginning of the year here, the first 6 months has all been about learning, about experiences, about kind of gaining resources, that kind of thing. And so now you're moving into the second half of 2023 with a lot of knowledge, a lot of know-how, a lot of what is the word? Self-confidence, a lot of like huspa. I'm not sure how that word is pronounced, but it's like coming through this energy of really just kind of knowing yourself, knowing what you know, and using that to your benefit. Okay, so your overall energy for June, Aquarius, is like fireworks. It's like, wow, look at you, look at all you've learned, look at all you've done, look at how far you have come, Aquarius. Okay, gorgeous energy coming through here. Now, the blessing coming in, you have a blessing of movement, which is number 8. So there's a lot of movement coming through. It's as if the fairies, right? Because these are fairy blessing cards. The fairies, spirit, divine, God is really putting things into motion, but so are you. You're taking action on what you have learned, the knowledge that you have gained, and you are really having some huge momentum, some huge movement in June. Again, this could be as far as finances go. It could be career-wise. It could be within kind of the physical or material realm. Some of you may be moving into a new house. Some of you may be moving to a new location. Some of you may be moving to a new business, but there is going to be, this is a huge blessing coming in June, Aquarius, there is that gift of movement. So a lot of motion, a lot of movement, moving into different relationships, moving into different careers, moving into different locations. For some of you, it may be movement in the form of car or travel. So there's a lot of blessing energy coming through. Spirit is like, you know what, Aquarius? Some of you have been stagnant for a minute, and it's time to get your butt in gear. It's time to take action, and or it's time for that movement. Any delays, any blocks that had been for your manifestations, for kind of you getting what you want, for the dreams coming in, those are being removed in June, Aquarius, and that movement is here. It's coming in a big way. So be ready for that, Aquarius. For some of you, it's going to potentially happen so quickly and unexpectedly that it could be a little bit overwhelming even in the beginning, but this is beautiful positive momentum, beautiful positive energy. So even though it may be happening so unexpectedly and so quickly, almost like finally everything is falling into place, it's like this bam, it's all right here right now, right here right now, right? And you're like head spinning, Aquarius. Head spinning because it's happening so unexpected and so quickly after so long. It's like finally here. It could be a little overwhelming. Just brace yourself for June, Aquarius, because it is going to be a whirlwind in the most beautiful, positive way. Lots and lots of movement, lots and lots of growth, and really, really taking it, all of it, to the next level. It's almost as if, like, what I'm seeing is I'm seeing a raft on like a crazy wow, what is it called? Like when the water's like really like moving really fast. It's like just, and you're like on this raft, Aquarius, and you're like boom all the way around. That's how it's gonna get crazy, but it's in the most beautiful way. All right, now let's go ahead and see the challenge coming through. Oh, challenge coming through is death. I am learning that endings are merely beginnings. So something is coming to an end in June, Aquarius, but it is bringing about this movement, this growth, these beautiful new beginnings. So it may feel challenging in that moment. Now, this doesn't mean a physical death. This is kind of more of a metaphor of something needing to die away or fall away, or a severing of sorts, potentially from an old you, for this new you to come into play, for this movement to come through, for this knowledge that you have gained has really allowed you, Aquarius, to step out of this old persona, the old person, the old identity, letting that die away and moving into this new persona, this new you, this new identity, this bigger, better version for some of you, right? That could feel challenging in the moment. There may be times where you want to kind of be wishy-washy or kind of move back and forth, but Spirit's saying, nope, we're full steam ahead. We've got this movement, Aquarius. It is full steam ahead. So let that be. I am learning that endings are merely new beginnings because there is something coming to an end. It could be an ego death as well here, Aquarius, your ego death, so that the new you can be born, okay? A new beginning coming through could feel a little challenging, could feel a little, yeah, for a minute, but it's going to be okay, I promise, okay? Now, what to surrender? You have surrender to trust. Yes, Aquarius. Trust yourself and your decisions. Don't be swayed by other people's strong opinions of what you do. Take action and be confident that you have chosen the right path. So what is coming through here, Aquarius? This is what to surrender. Surrender to trust is that somebody might have very strong opinions for you or about you or to you, like shouting to you or talking to you, right? In June, and Spirit is indicating that no matter what other people think or how other people feel, don't let that sway your actual decisions. Trust yourself. You know yourself the best, Aquarius. You know what is right for you. You know what is true for you, what's in your heart. You know which way you would like to go or what is going to make you the happiest. Other people, don't know that. So surrender to trusting yourself. Surrender to trusting in divine timing. Surrender to trusting that the path that you choose, even if it's just for this moment or this month of June, Aquarius, is the right path for you. Also trust that you can choose again, right? You can choose again. So really surrender to that. surrender to letting go of this idea that other people know what's best for you, or other people's opinions even actually matter. The only thing that really matters, as far as what people think about you, is what you think about yourself, Aquarius. Again, for some of you, this challenge and this what to surrender is going to go hand in hand. Of course, it is. For others, it may not. But for some of you, that death of caring what other people think and allowing for that new beginning of trusting within yourself is going to be that big ticket kind of idea for you in the month of June. Some of you are just letting things fall away. That could include relationships, people, situations, events. You're letting a death come to that. You're letting those fall away so that you can surrender to trusting yourself, so that you can know and understand that your opinion, truly, Aquarius, even though we can ask for advice, we can seek out people to give us kind of their ideas or understandings. Your opinion is the only one that actually matters. And even in those moments when other people have something to say, yes, you can listen to them respectfully, Aquarius, but that doesn't mean that it has to have any bearing or any impact on what you actually decide for yourself. Okay. Wow. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Now the lesson I'm going to do a little bit different, just because the top shows that. So I'm actually going to look away. Obviously you can't tell that I'm looking away. I'm going to split the deck. Hopefully you can see that kind of around the side. And I'm going to take this one right here. You have for June, observe your attitude, Aquarius. So your attitude, and even on the top here, see God in all things. That may be a secondary lesson for you. We may look at that one in just a moment, but observe your attitude in June, Aquarius. Your attitude is going to be everything, okay? Now, this goes with all of this, right? Are you really, I mean, put it all together. Put it all together, that King of Pentacles, that blessing of movement, that death card, that surrendering to trust. Everything comes down to this one thing, Aquarius. Everything does, okay? Your attitude, how you see things, how you feel about things, how you allow things, the emotions that you kind of put behind it, whether positive or negative, as far as movement goes, or as far as, you know, kind of that knowledge or reaching goals or surrendering to trust or other people's opinions. If you give them a lot of weight, Aquarius, you're not giving yourself a lot of weight. So this is what it all comes down to. This is what it all comes down to, the lesson, okay? Observe your attitude. How are you showing up? Are you showing up as somebody who feels lucky, whether you believe in that word or not? I do. I love the word lucky. Lucky stars, lucky in love, lucky in finance, whatever, right? Just that idea of everything goes in my way. I'm lucky. Everything shows up for me. Everything is always perfect for me. Kind of that attitude, okay? That is going to be your attitude for the month of June, your mantra, if you will, for the month of June, that everything is perfect, everything always works out for me, everything is always showing up in the most perfect way, everything falls into place so easily, so effortlessly, kind of all on that kind of path, or right in that direction. Your attitude is what is going to really, really bring all of the beautiful energy into you, around you, and through you, even, Aquarius, through June and throughout your life. It's not even just like a one-time wham bam thank you kind of thing. It is ongoing. It is a practice. It is repetition. It is really creating the habit of it, Aquarius. And so that is what is coming through here for your lesson for June. We haven't even got to the back that actually tells the lesson, but observe your attitude at all. Again, Aquarius, it all comes down to this. All right, super important. Okay, it says today's lesson, or the month's lesson, or the week's lesson, however you choose, but this is for the June monthly for 2023. So it's your June monthly 2023 lesson. It says determine whether you spend most of your energy in a positive or negative frame of mind. Do you have to mind yourself to be positive, or are you naturally that way? I'm just going to come right in here, Aquarius, and say that for the most part, it appears that most of us are conditioned by, media, by the news, by all that kind of stuff to tend to be more naturally attuned to kind of negative energy. Even like scrolling through YouTube, and I'm just going to put this out here. If there is a title or a thumbnail that tends to be full of drama or like gasp kind of energy, that tends to be the ones, even on my own channel here. If there's like a title that's like, oh my gosh, or this or that, or they this, or it tends to bring in more views. And isn't that interesting? That's something that we really need to look at in actual society and ourselves, kind of around us, that kind of thing. Why it is that we might feel more drawn to that negativity or to drama. Okay, is it because we're bored of our own life? Is it because, we want that little bit of spice, or is it just because we're conditioned to it? Is it a blending of all of it, Aquarius? It is definitely something to pay attention to if you're negative, or if you're naturally, excuse me, prone to kind of look at things that are more negative or things that are more positive, and really kind of check yourself in that area. If you're wanting to improve yourself, why look at all the drama and all the negative stuff, even on YouTube, instead of tuning into like the stuff that could be uplifting or could be beneficial, or that you could actually learn something from, instead of kind of feeding that ego, right? As in that death, potential ego death that we talked about earlier. Something to think about. All right, now back to this card. It says your goal, if you should choose to accept it, or your lesson for June, is to become mindful of whether you're unconsciously, positively, or negative. Unconsciously, positively, or negative. I think it should be positive. So a little typo there. Some of you might notice if you're looking at things, reading at things, maybe even reading a contract, pay attention during this month as well, Aquarius, because there might be a typo, there might be something that is spelled wrong, or something that is not quite right. That could be in, for some of you, a loophole, and for others, a deal breaker. So also pay attention to that, because that just came through here. Now let me read this whole thing again without any interruption, because I may have just read it incorrectly for this part, okay? Determine whether you spend most of your energy in a positive or negative frame of mind. Do you have to remind yourself to be positive, or are you naturally that way? Your goal to become mindful of whether you are unconsciously positively, yeah, see, positive or negative. So pay attention for that as well, Aquarius. But also notice, do you naturally kind of gravitate towards positive kind of storylines or conversations in your mind? We all have conversations with other people and with ourselves in our mind, internal dialogue that we can sometimes project outward. Notice whether it's positive or negative, Aquarius, and really pay attention to your attitude, because that is going to be big this month. Now, we are going to do this one just because it was there. Okay, so we're going to put these two together. See God in all things. Put yourself in slow motion and observe everything. Look at observe. So a lot of observation. Again, it all is going to come down to this for June and the rest of your life, if I'm being practical and actual here. Aquarius, okay? Observe everything and everyone through the lens of this is sacred and it speaks to me. How does that change your environment? Your goal to learn the spiritual practice of seeing God in all things. Put yourself in slow motion. Observe like a fly on the wall. See things. I'm adding that, of course. Let's read just direct. Put yourself in slow motion and observe everything and everyone through the lens of this is sacred and it speaks to me. Interesting kind of way for that to come through. How does this change your environment? Your goal to learn the spiritual practice of seeing God in all things. So I'm going to put that up so you can pause that. Hopefully it's very clear so that you can get an understanding. But this one is see God in all things. But this month is all about being kind of in observation mode. You've learned a lot. Slow down, trust, allow for that movement, right? You've got that blessing of movement, but also observe how you're showing up. Observe how you think about things, how you talk about things internally, externally. Observe your attitude. Observe how something makes you feel, if it's speaking to you or not. Okay, there's so much coming through this, Aquarius, that is golden, really, really let this sink in, okay? This is going to be a reading that potentially you need to sit down for and really let it sink in, because it's all going to come down to this for June and for moving forward, all right? Now we have the truth coming in here. The truth, the well watcher, wisdom, power of the divine, number 7. You see wisdom, knowledge coming full circle here, Aquarius, the well watcher. So the truth is that you are the well watcher of your own life. You do have support. You do have kind of the power of divine within you via your intuition, via your knowledge, via you yourself making your own choices, trusting in yourself. You do have the power of the divine. You are your own divine person, Aquarius. You also have support and love from divine. There are many ideas out there where you are an extension of the divine itself. You are. This is the truth. You are the well watcher of your own life, Aquarius, okay? That wisdom, the knowledge, King of Pentacles coming back through here, all of this brings it in full circle. This is the truth. Your truth, Aquarius, is that you know yourself the best. You get to have, do, and be all of the things, all of the things, all of the time. Okay, now we're going to cut this tarot. We're going to get what you don't see coming through here. We're going to actually shuffle it one time. It's a little difficult because my board's kind of full here. This is our last card. We're going to get a couple of dice. We're going to close out this reading for the month of June. Lots of exciting energy coming through here in June for you, Aquarius. And it's all information, knowledge, experience, lesson, growth, all stuff that you get to take with you throughout the rest of the year and even the rest of your life. How pivotal and beautiful is that? All right, we're going to get one more card here for what you don't see coming. 6 of Cups, Aquarius. You've got the 6 of Cups for what you don't see coming. So somebody may be coming back. There's some nostalgia coming through. You may be traveling somewhere that brings you back to a memory or some childhood nostalgia. Aquarius, what you don't see coming in June could be a blast from the past, okay? And in one way or another, there is that movement. It could be somebody who has some very strong opinions, somebody who sees you on social media. Maybe you're an influencer. Maybe you do something in the public eye, Aquarius, and they may see you and they may have a lot of opinions for you. This may be your time to say something, to trust yourself. This may be your time to be quiet. This may be your time to shine, Aquarius, but something from the past is going to be pivotal in the month of June. Spirit isn't bringing through what it actually is, but it is going to be huge. So could be a person, could be something that happened. It could be a memory. It could be a place traveled. You could be buying something. Like I'm seeing an old cabin that potentially you visited or was a family cabin as a child that actually becomes something that you acquire, purchase, or begin renting, lease, whatever it is in the month of June. For some of you, gorgeous. You've been like wishing, wanting, desiring to have a vacation cabin. And for some of you in June, that is coming through. It is going to be something from the past, but there is a blast from the past that you don't see coming, and it's going to come in a way that's going to shock you and surprise you. Okay, now let's go ahead and get a few dice and close this reading. Let's see. All right. Okay, we're going to get a few more here. Oh. All right, so you've got 2 letters. You've got D and R. That may be initials. It may be significant to you in one way or another. It could be your initials, could be somebody else's, somebody you're dealing with. It could be, part of a road sign, part of a license plate, something or the other that could mean something to you. Okay, now you also have those both turned, so D and R for the letters. You also have 2. Oh, I thought I put these in order. Obviously I didn't, so that might be significant as well. 2, 26, and 8. So the dates June 2nd, June 8th, and June 26th could be significant. This could be birthdays. This could be parts of phone number. Probably not 26 unless it's 26, but you know what I'm saying. Angel numbers, Aquarius, things to pay attention to that might be significant or might be happening. Now that flipped over to the 3rd. So the 2nd and the 3rd, the 8th or the 26th of June could be huge for you. Now the words you've got are I gave her, but which point? Ooh, I gave her. So I gave her comes together. I gave her, okay. Male, female, non-gender specific. That's just what the dice says. I gave her. And then this says, but which point? But which point? Eek. I gave her a point. Oh, it could be an opinion. It could be a male's part. You get what I'm saying here. But Aquarius, but which point did I give her? Did I give her the, you see, but which point I gave her? Which point did you give her? Which point did I give her? All right, you get what's coming through there, Aquarius. All right, I do intend this resonated with you and for you. If it did, please do hit the like button and share this video. It does help others to be able to see these messages that might not otherwise. Also, feel free to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time I upload new readings. It is free for you to subscribe to the YouTube channel, and it does support the Lucky Stars community in growing and thriving. I hope you all have the most fabulous June 2023, the most fabulous month, and moving forward, of course. As always, I do wish you lots of hope, lots of joy, and lots of love with all of your current and future endeavors. I'll see you in the next reading.